important that the next degree I did after my undergrad would lead me into a stable job. And obviously counselling is not really like that. I don't know if you noticed, but there's no jobs. But nonetheless, I think I feel so secure in it, and I really believe in it, that that's kind of enough for him. And I'm happy to do a crappy job on the side, so long as I can do this, even if it's voluntary. It's given me a lot more motivation, and I know what I want for myself, so I think he probably sees me as more adult, I guess. Probably the same with my siblings as well. My elder sister's a psychiatrist, so it's interesting, like, the more I learn, the more kind of in-depth discussions we can have, which is really cool. I like that a lot.
That's brilliant. And have you noticed any changes in the ways that you relate to other people?
I think really recently has been bigger changes for me. And it's so hard to isolate where that comes from. I think it's all connected. I think, like, having a good group of friends, the people that I know in Leeds, through the course and their partners, has meant that I'm feeling loads less socially awkward than I did before. Like, before I would be at work and I wouldn't really know how to interact with people, and I would really hope to, like, have good conversations with people, like, make friends with people, but I put so much onto that. I put so much pressure on myself to be likeable that it meant that I was actually holding back quite a lot of myself, and not really making any meaningful relationships. So, yeah, it's hard to know what it is. It's probably everything, a mixture of things. What's the question?
So it's notice any changes in how you relate to other people?
Yeah, I think I just feel more relaxed. I don't feel like there is, like, all this pressure to be someone or make a certain impression, or really, like, want to create new relationships. It's just kind of, I'm more comfortable in myself, so things are just sort of falling in place around me, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you identify the types of relationships that you've developed since starting the counselling course? So what those sort of relationships are like?
I don't know if I've made that many new relationships, apart from my friends through the course. Type of relationship.
So I wonder then what the relationships are like that you've made on the course.
What they're like. They're more real. I think with the girls that I met on the course, we sit and we talk about real things. I don't really know how to put that into words, you know, but if I'm like, I work in a hospital as a receptionist, and the people there, I don't click with that well, so the conversations are kind of go over my head a bit. They're not really stuff that I, like, kind of get. I guess I see them as quite mundane, just like, I don't really know why someone would choose to talk about that kind of stuff. That sounds really judgmental, but I'm a little bit lost there. But I think my relationships with the girls are, like, we talk about what things actually mean to you, and it's so non-judgmental that it just makes me feel like I can just be whoever I want to be, and even if I say something really stupid, then it doesn't matter, you know, I won't be judged. So I think they're really healthy relationships. I also don't feel, I guess, comparing my relationships with Anna and Robin to Grace and Sarah, who are my friends from home, I guess I'm now thinking about, like, attachment styles and stuff, but, you know, like, with my friends Grace and Sarah, I would always be, like, at Christmas or summer, if I didn't feel like they would want to meet up with me, then I would get really insecure, and I would just really put loads of stuff on them, like how unfair they were being, and didn't they love me, didn't they have enough time for me, all this kind of, like, push and pull, and loads of, like, need there and unmet stuff, whereas with Anna and Robin, it's kind of just like, it feels more secure in that way, because I don't ever feel like there is a push and pull. It's just like whatever direction it goes in. I never argued with them before or felt like I needed something more from them. Apart from once Anna, we were like about to meet up and she cancelled really last minute, and that upset me. But I just told her that I felt disappointed, and instead of it being a confrontation, she was really grateful that I told her that I felt that way. So it became a really healthy part of our relationship. And it's just meant that our relationship is a lot more open. I can really say anything, and it's received really, really well. And she gets along with my boyfriend, and yeah, so it feels really secure. I don't know if I've ever met anyone else. I guess like even these guys at placement, being around counts 3 people just makes me feel way more comfortable. I guess there's just like an understanding that you don't need to be anyone. If you're having a really shit day, you just say, I feel shit today. And it's like, it's just totally accepted. And, you don't feel judgments at all. So I feel really comfortable, actually, when I'm around, like, counts 3 people. And I find it really easy to approach people and just sit and talk to people here. Whereas, like, at work, or maybe not, I've been there for a while, so it's a bit different, but in other situations, I feel a lot more awkward when being able to kind of judge the situation when I hold quite a lot back.
Oh, that's really good, thank you. So I think you kind of answered that one. It was more about any differences from previous relationships. I think you sort of covered that one in that answer.
Yeah.
So since changes in your personal relationships then through the course, if there are any, how have you experienced your own personal development?
So, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so since changes in your personal relationships, how have you experienced your personal development? So more kind of like the connection between, there's quite a strong connection, I suppose, between the two, between the sort of personal development and your personal relationships. So how they've kind of changed together.
Well, I think it's an interesting one, I guess, because if you've got bad things going on in your relationships, and I can take that to therapy and I can really work through it, so it kind of gives you more stuff to work through. I suppose feeling more secure in your personal relationships means that you're more able to take risks. I think I found that. I guess I'm thinking I had a bit of a confrontation with one of my sisters recently, where I verbalised to her how I felt about something that she did. But I felt so crap after doing that, because my relationship with her when we were younger, she had lots of eating problems when we were younger, and it meant that my role was to kind of stay out of the way and not do anything to upset her. But so by kind of verbalising how I felt in the whatever happened I really, really reacted to that, but I recognise that I reacted to it so much because it's broken out of what I would do normally. I would never normally say anything that would upset her, just to kind of keep her safe. And so I think I was able to say how I felt because I feel more comfortable in myself. I feel supported by people. I felt more confident in my feelings, I suppose, which made me able to challenge what she said. I still feel a bit awkward about it, actually. I want to sort that out a bit more, really. But it's still a good thing, even though I didn't feel good afterwards. It's still positive that I broke out of the routine and tried something new. And I think that comes from having people around me. I think that my relationship with Anna and Robin have had a really good impact on me, because the way we talk is so reflective anyway, that I think I'm, like they'll ask me questions that I've never thought of before. I share so much more of my personal stuff with them, and it's like just therapy on the go, it's constant exploration. It's, it makes me think about things in very different ways.
That's great, thank you. So, to what degree do you feel that the quality of your close relationships affect how you feel day to day?